Hi, I know, long absence. I guess one could argue 2020 has been a long year, and my life has been no exception. So we're not going to go into details. We'll just say it's been a COVID year. But today I felt like making banana muffins, and so I thought, what the heck? It's a quiet morning. I've got the time. Why not shoot a video? And as you look around, you might say, that's not a van. And it's not. That didn't really quite work out. So let's make some banana muffins, shall we? So in this bowl, I took 4 tablespoons of butter and sort of softened it in the microwave. Part of it kind of melted just a little bit, but I didn't melt it completely. And to that, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of sugar. Now this is about half of the fat that these muffins called for. And one of the adaptations I did last time was add some infused olive oil to it, just a little bit to give it a little hint of flavor. Last time I used lemon. This time I'm going to use blood orange. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of this. And then I'm also going to add, I've got about 2 tablespoons of buttermilk. Actually, that was my yogurt. There's about 2 tablespoons of that too. Here's my buttermilk, 2 tablespoons of that. All right, that's all mixed up. I'm gonna add my bananas, 3 mashed bananas. I'm also gonna add about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you may know that I make my own just by going and buying a bottle of bourbon and then adding a couple of vanilla beans to it. And so I'm just gonna add about a teaspoon. And then I'm also gonna add 2 eggs. I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I've got a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and baking powder. This is about a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half of cornstarch. And that'll just kind of help keep things soft. I'm also going to add about a 1/2 cup of oats, and these are like quick oats. And then I've got just under 2 cups of flour here. It's about, I'd say it's probably a little over 1 3/4 cup of flour. And I have some whole wheat mixed in with just some all-purpose white flour. And you're just gonna mix this until all of the dry ingredients are incorporated. I'm adding a heaping 1/2 teaspoon, probably closer to 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom. And then lastly, I'm going to add about a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. And there's a little more than a 1/2 cup in here. I'm going to save the rest. I'm going to sprinkle them on top with a little bit of raw sugar after I get them in the muffin pan. Okay, I'm making big muffins today. So I have a big tin here that just holds 6. So I'm going to use a 1 cup measuring cup to put my batter into the tin. And about a 1 cup will work for all of them. I may have to adjust just a little bit. Have a little sip of my Earl Grey latte. Now that I've got all the batter in the tin, you can see that the batter fills these cups just below the top of the surface. So I'm going to sprinkle just a few of the remaining pecans on top. And then I'm going to sprinkle some turbinado raw sugar in here as well. All right, and just, you know, a little pinch of raw sugar, because I did cut back the sugar a little bit in the recipe. It really just doesn't need it. I don't like my muffins super sweet, but to have a little bit of this extra on top, it's really quite nice. I think that will do. All right, we're gonna pop these in the oven for about 25 minutes. One additional note, to grease these cups, I actually used just a couple of drops of that blood orange infused olive oil. I'm back and the muffins are done. So it actually took 35 minutes in a 350-degree oven. So they just came out like a couple minutes ago. So you can see, still pretty steamy. There's good banana flavor here. You can taste that cinnamon, the cardamom and allspice don't overpower, but you can tell that they're in there because there's an additional depth. I can just taste a hint of that blood orange olive oil that I used as well. And it just kind of brightens the flavor. They have a nice soft texture. So I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast now. Thanks for watching. Ciao.